Welcome to another episode of the Power Hour. I am Steve, along with the urban legend sensation, the man in red, known as C-Red. Hello, Red.
What up?
Tonight's guest is the man of the hour in professional wrestling. Over the last 4 weeks, this man has been involved in more things than just about anybody in the business in the Midwest. And that, of course, is ARW Pro's own Mugsy James. And I've been calling you Mugsy Manson James. I kind of feel at this point you should be one of the Mansons because we got the Rippers and we've got the Ivans and we've got Mansons of all kinds. You've done the work, man. You should be a Manson at this point.
Yeah, and it was discussed at one point, and then J City started going as JC Manson, and Ivan almost beat the shit out of him. So
that's fair. That's fair. Enough. I'd like to keep that is fair. All right, so Mugsy James, it is never again. I don't need Ivan coming back and from the ethereal plane to whip my ass. So I'll take a pass on that.
And I had already started to build the Mugsy James name before going to ARW. So it kind of just felt weird to take on that name.
So you have had an incredibly busy couple of weeks. ARW Pro, obviously, that show was special. I mean, it's my first show, so anytime I work somewhere for the first time, it's special to me. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize that that was a night of nights for ARW. I mean, it was one of those nights where the energy in the building was just completely different than any place I've ever been. And it was splendid from start to finish. And that was a kind of a crazy night for you.
Yeah, it was overall that whole week. I mean, from Saturday to Friday was a very overwhelming week full of a lot of irrational emotions. And then
yeah, it really just
some happy ones, some not happy ones.
And that building, the energy in that building, it was changed. I really thought when Quinn Whittick and Jay Cross got in that ring and then they called out the family and it was like a unification ceremony, I thought that was like a spectacular moment. Oh my God, two of Ivan's entities are now combining to be one. And then after that, things went quickly to hell in a handcart.
Yeah. He's tried to big brother me from day one. I'm not going to sit here and try and make wrestling fans seem stupid. Everybody knows we're friends. We're friends. We were friends. I mean, the man married me and my wife. He was essentially my trainer from day one. And he was supposed to be in the family before me. And he decided that him and Joey being a tag team was more important, knowing that from day one of being a fan of ARW from back in 2014, I only wanted to go to ARW to be in the family. So, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. We were both hand chosen, and he took advantage of a situation as he's known to do, and he struck first. But I don't know if you guys have seen me standing side by side with him, but I'm quite the larger specimen. I'm known to hit a little bit harder.
Just a skosh.
So we'll see who hits last.
Yeah, so that whole thing took, and it was real. It was a real chaos vibe where the fans were not believing what they were seeing. And there were a lot of humans in that ring for that pull apart. What was it like to be in such a chaotic moment on such a big special night? It's like emotions took a U-turn.
Well, I split my pants.
As it will happen.
So that really pissed me off. It made things even worse because I was already in a bad mood. I loved those fucking pants, and then they split. And then I had to hit him harder. And I could not stop wanting to hit him. And then you put freaking Georgie Mash in there, yanking me out of the ring. I kind of got no choice but to go where he moves me.
Right. That's fair. You had, for a few moments in time toward the end of that situation, the what I like to refer when I on commentary as crazy Mugsy James eyes. It's almost like a shark when the eyes roll back in the head and all you can see is the white. And then you get that little smile. It's not a smile so much as it's a smirk. And when that combination happens, you know someone's about to die. So I kind of felt like, they got you out of the ring maybe in the nick of time because I thought maybe we were going to be taking some lives that night.
Steve, you know me. You know I'm a very nice guy, but I'm a bad dude. I've I've picked up on a few things from old Uncle Braun the Lumberjack, and one of them is resiliency and relentlessness, and relentlessness
No, that's a word,
and
and that's Braun the
ruthlessness.
Lumberjack. Braun the Lumberjack is one of a motherfucking relentless. Let's just say that when he gets it in his mind to ruin someone, they will get ruined, and their family's family. He just goes right
Yeah,
down.
some people have a tendency to think that a street fight is an organized, sanctioned event, and it's not. He slash I will gouge your eyes and bite your nose and titty twist you and squeeze your balls.
Yeah, there'll be
So
some purple
that's just
nurples. There's no doubt about that.
a glimpse of what Quinn can expect, and then I'll have chains involved as well.
It's I kind of think when you sit back after it all developed and we kind of had a chance to sit back and collect ourselves after the fracas, it seemed like a very Ivan Manson situation that he would have enjoyed very much.
100%. You know, while he was the ringleader of the AFA and kind of the ringleader on top with Charlie and the family, he's also a shit stirrer. He
Yes.
liked to stir the pot. But also, I think that moment was necessary for both Quinn and I. Because again, we were two guys dealing with emotions that, I mean, his dad's still alive. He's never had to deal with that. My dad exists. Um, Ivan dying is like, at this current day and age, one of the closest things I've had to deal with, like a mentor, uncle type figure dying. I don't know how to process that. I'm sure he didn't know how to process that. So fist started flying.
He even said it. He says, Ivan would be disappointed if I didn't. And that's when he slapped you. And that's when everything went down. So it's almost like he did it in the name of Ivan Manson, which now it makes it like a crusade.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, when I wrestled Ivan, I had the same thought. Ivan tried to hit me with the chain wrapped around his big, meaty paws, and he missed because, again, I've watched Ivan since 2014. I know him better than he knew himself in the ring. So I ducked and hit him, and he dropped the chain. And when the chain's available, he would have killed me if I didn't use it too. I get it. I fully 100% get it. And then, whenever we decide on a date for the Ivan Memorial, Quinn's also going to get it.
Well, I don't think it's going to quite come to fruition at the July 12th show, the Summer Games. I think you and Quinn Whittick are going to have to wait a little bit for a little bit later in the year for
Oh,
your
yeah.
dance.
Which, here's the hot scoop on that. I will not be at Summer Games. Kesha will be at the Tinley Park Amphitheater. I will be at the Tinley Park Amphitheater with my wife.
And your little heart will be beating like an 808 drum.
Absolutely.
See, I got young people skills sometimes. I mean, you can't open TikTok without hearing that fucking song. So, if I don't know the lyrics by now, I'm just sleeping through life pretty much. But that's neither here nor there. Red, the last
What?
time I did an interview, all I did was talk. The floor is yours. It's Mugsy James, the baddest man in ARW, and that is saying something.
What you want me to say? Y'all talking about him and Quinn? They gonna beat each other ass. I mean, would you expect anything less?
No, I would not.
I
was
mean,
there. I was there. I felt the hate.
I wasn't there, but I mean, again, you've talked about it so much. But I mean, I think what Mugsy is first of all, congratulations on the title that's on your shoulder this past weekend.
Thanks, sir.
I mean, we've known both of them for what, years now. I don't even want to try to put a number on it. at this point. I mean, and we've known both of them to, not be gentle, I guess is the word.
We named Quinn Winnick Sexy Violence for a reason, and
You
Mugsy
named him
did
that.
the Quick Trip. So, like I said, I've got a lot of eggs in this basket.
Again, Mugsy, I think he said it best. He's the nicest person you want to know outside the ring, but inside the ring, he has become one of, like, he's somebody that I definitely know Ivan would have been proud of, because he puts it in, and that's always been, that's where we come from, lay that shit in, I can take it, and but I think that's just because shit, Muggsy has hung around us his whole fucking life, even before he got into business. So he already knew how we got down. So I think he's just taken that old school mentality and placed it in the new school, and put his own little twist to it. And it works, as we see, with 2 damn titles on,
Mugsy 2 belts.
It's working well for him. So,
The wisdom of C Red knows no bound. And joining us, kind of like in the weeds there, is the one and only knockout known as Cactus Rack. Hello, Cactus.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Cactus, say hi to Mugsy. You know him. You love him. Maybe you didn't love him as much Saturday night, but you still love him.
No, I was cheering for him Saturday night. I started a Bronson Mugsy chant.
You know what? And I started hearing Munson, and I just had to look at him and go, I don't hate it.
But it's weird. No, I was there at ARW, and I was there Saturday night. Big Mugsy fan. It's Hazel's uncle, if you don't know.
Now we do.
Yeah.
Rachel cried at ARW because I cried.
I did. I'm a bitch like that. So,
okay, me too.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I've loved watching Mugsy wrestle since I've met him. I think he's one of the most charismatic wrestlers I've ever seen, especially in this area. So, big fan. We know this.
Which is funny to hear because, like, charismatic, yes, but I watch my matches back and go, wow, you need more character. And then I watch the things my motions and the things I say in the ring and go, no, you don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it needs to be.
Yeah, you're your own worst critic, but you're doing just fine, I think.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
ARW is such a wonderful place for you because I kind of believe at this point, Ivan Manson passing away leaves a hole in that locker room. And I think you could be that guy that becomes that figure that he was. He was kind of that guy that when you would think of ARW, I would think of him. When they first asked me to do it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm free that day. That'd be great. I've never been there. I've never gotten to see it. So this will be wonderful. And the second thing I thought was, oh, I'll get to have a beer with Ivan and talk to him about going on his boat for an interview. So that was that, I would always think of Ivan Manson when I thought ARW. Now, when I hear it in my head, I kind of gravitate toward you. You're that guy. You're like the face of the franchise. Now, I know Glover's the champion, and it's no secret. I love what fucking Glover does. He's an amazing athlete, great champion, but you have that family pedigree that you have earned over the last 3 years, and you've been through hell to earn it. Do you feel like you now have to pick up those boots and lead ARW into the future?
Yeah, absolutely. Because that was something I thought about, kind of leading, not leading up to his death, but we had kind of reached a point where Ivan, Glover, Dave Allen, and OSM, those are kind of the only veterans, and CMOS is there time to time, and Angel Armani. Those are the veterans in the locker room, though, and they're not always there. not saying I'm a veteran by any means, but me, Quinn, Eric Schultz, Nick Diamond, James Creed, we kind of have to step up and put ourselves in those situations and try to watch the matches of these guys and help them with critiques and whatnot. And also just bring the legitimacy through the curtain for people.
Without question. And you just named that group. Schultz, Diamond, you, Quinn, Creed. That is a murderer's row of a group of guys that a year or two ago you were considered the young lions. Now you guys are the names.
If there was a Survivor Series match that I got to pick my partners, those could possibly be my partners.
And no one would begrudge you it, because that right now you look at all the things that Quinn's doing. Super wrestlers, cocaine. He's everywhere. He's a juggalo. He's writing his own ticket. And then you've got Creed, who is that guy that is the homegrown Southern Illinois, Indiana local guy that has gone up, and he has excelled and become great. And then you've got Schultz, who you just can't get rid of Schultz. Schultz is like a cockroach. He will be there forever because nobody can seem to get rid of him. But that's because he's that fucking good. He is good to a point where people underestimate him all the time.
Oh, 100%.
Nick Diamond is, he's that breakout guy waiting to break out. And it's like, then there's you. The guy that kind of keeps that faction together, and you guys just all move forward in all fashions. And that's what I think is the most exciting thing about ARW. The only thing I don't like is I think I'm going to have problems with Dave Allen. I already don't like him as an owner, manager. I hope Judas Chavez beats the shit out of him and they get to take their company back. But that's just personal bias on my part. But the young talent, the Cole twins, Judas Chavez,
Justin
Moon. I mean,
Brendan Balling,
leading
Don's
those guys.
But Don's great too.
It's unbelievable the amount of talent that, and Drew Bronson. We could put Drew Bronson, in that murderers row with you and Diamond and Creed. I mean, he's been on the scene, and he doesn't get near the respect that he deserves. I mean, the Hot Rod Daddy Andy character for a long time was fun and fast paced and frenetic, but this Drew Bronson angle is a bad motherfucker.
You can only be the hot rod that's so happy to be there and be happy for everybody else for so long before the switch flips and flips switches. Before you fucking turn it up a notch and start kicking people's heads off.
So for me, that's
clotheslining people's heads off. Actually,
like I said, I'm looking to reduce the number of things I do in wrestling. I'm on my way out. My time is coming to an end. But now that I'm kind of on ARW's radar, and they've invited me back later on in the year, it makes me want to stay a little bit, because I just want to see what happens next. And I think that's the great thing about ARW. You just want to see what happens next.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on social media quite a bit, as you all are aware of. I share way too much shit on there. But a lot of wrestling stuff doesn't pop up in my feed because I try to keep wrestling stuff wrestling and then my memes on the internet. But the new Mash Bros promo has me on the edge of my seat. Freaking what erotic stories for Punjabi widows, and then you got Georgie attempting to read Diary of a Wimpy Kid in Espanol. And then the mystery book at the end. I'm excited to see where that goes.
There's a lot of different angles and a lot of stories to be told. And I think right now ARWPRO is one of those ones to watch. I mean, you love the vets, but it's the younger guys that are taking the reins to lead that company into places I don't think it's gone to this point.
Yeah, and I mean, at a point when I was simply just a fan sitting in front row being obnoxious, you had Ivan and Max and BOW, Cutler, Ryan Howe at one point. Like, there was a good group of guys who led that company to great success. And then COVID really did a damper on them. And then coming back from COVID was kind of a rebuild. And it's been rebuilt, on the backs of Joey and Quinn and Creed and Diamond and now me and Schultz and Morris and Drew and Jay City and Brendan Balling and Josh. Like, I can't stop naming the people because everybody's an integral part in the show from start to finish. That's just, I'm excited to see where this company goes in the next year. As if we have
obviously we're leading up to you versus Quinn at some point in this year. Once that's subsided, do you think you'll ever go after gold and go after Glover's title? Do you think that's on the menu for Mugsy James?
Hey, I've placed the order a handful of times, but I think I'm meant to be a tag team guy there. So,
well, I don't know. I don't know, Mugsy. I think you have the right skill set to maybe be a champion for a long time.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't count you out.
Oh, I wouldn't. I think I have the skills and attributes as well, and I appreciate you guys confirming that. And the people in the comments and posting on social media all the time. But I was the Indiana State champion. I didn't get pinned and beat. Wade Evans got pinned by Josh Moon. I never got a rematch. And then me and Michael Morris won the tag team championships, and now nobody can beat us. Now he is injured currently, so
crazy son of a bitch, that Michael Morris.
Don't get me started,
man. And I thought he was going to kill somebody in that pull apart because he was swinging for the fences.
I don't even know what dog to compare him to because obviously you got Jay City, the Rottweiler, me, a freaking Cane Corso, and then there's Mike, who's like
a Chihuahua,
but like he is ferocious. Like he doesn't just
a Chihuahua with giant testicles.
Yeah, like I think,
and I don't mean that as an insult. Chihuahuas are like,
yeah, they're my least favorite dog
shit.
aside from the ones I love.
He's like a feral Chihuahua.
But like people underestimate that man. He has to hold back so much in the ring because he, outside of wrestling, before professional wrestling, was an accomplished mixed martial arts fighter. That man will fuck you up.
Yes. And I got to sit on commentary with Jay City, and all he did was crack me up the whole time.
Yeah,
that dude's a bad dude.
And he's hilarious.
Yes. I had a great time doing commentary with Jay City and Josh. It was a very fun atmosphere, and all the matches were great. And
how is Jay City doing?
He's good, from what I heard. Last I had talked to him, it seemed like he was kind of getting his bearings back together and going to attempt to get back in the ring because he had stepped away for a while because like his knee was messed up, his foot was all jacked up, and didn't know if he was going to be able to wrestle again. And I don't know.
Yeah, we chatted for a bit, and he was pretty happy and in good spirits.
Yeah,
that's good to hear.
I don't want to know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck you're smiling at, Red.
I do have a funny story about Michael Morris, but it's not actually about Michael Morris. I went up to someone at the knockout spot fully believing it was him, like in my cotton cunty outfit, which only like a wrestler would appreciate, and it was not him. Yeah, at all. So sorry, random guy that I thought was Michael Morris.
But that was especially in the way you were dressed. We're going to talk about the final bout at Homewood a little bit later on, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the things we saw or didn't see, shall we say. Cactus brought it up, and Red brought it up, the UHC title on your shoulder and what happened at the HF Auditorium this past Saturday. I got there late. I got there at intermission, so the first match I saw was your match versus Tully and Drew Bronson. And what a special match that was. It was high energy. It was nonstop. The hitting was harder than I'd seen the entire afternoon at CSW. And I didn't see until Steve Michaels got concussed and busted open with an ill-placed chair shot. But that's a whole story for another time. What a match that was. Anybody could have won that match. Take us back there and take us through that triple threat match that led to you walking away with that gold.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, totally had us in the first half until he lost his wig.
He lost the shit out of his wig.
And then
thanks, Drew.
Hey guys.
So I mean, the three of us knew each other very well. So Drew and I were just there. We don't need to wrestle each other. A winner's not determined by who does the coolest move. It's by who's down at the end of the match. So Drew and I were just going to beat the shit out of each other until one of us fell down. And then totally kept getting in the ring and getting in the way and then getting dealt with.
While occupying the worst toupee in the history of hairpieces. I mean, it looked like he was wearing a goddamn cat on his head.
Hey, I get it, though. It was hot in there. We were sweating. I didn't stop sweating until I got home.
But why wearing it?
Tully was taller.
Wrestle League has been a great place for you for a long time, for both of you. And this was kind of the end of an era. I've always thought Wrestle League has done very well at Homewood, and it was a great crowd, very spirited, great night of energy. At least the second half was. I didn't see the first half. Will you guys miss performing in that building? Because I really think Wrestle League really did special work there. Not that I don't love Lincoln Hall, but there's just something about that building.
Yeah, I mean, the auditorium, you walk in there and you look around with a wrestling ring set up in there. You look at it and go, this is where like independent wrestling happens. It looks like if you were to write a movie scene for, a dad to take his kids to an independent wrestling show, it's the Homewood Auditorium. That's exactly what it looks like. And I mean, we've had great moments in that building, in the locker room, in the alleyway. I love that place. And it's a shame that the city of Homewood, the village of Homewood, the whatever the hell they are letting it go away.
Yeah, it's embarrassing because that building hasn't done anything for decades. And now that the knockouts have come around and Wrestle League have come around,
people have established a home base there.
Various Saturday nights, the town is a bustle. And, there's all sorts of food and drink in the area. The fans get a beverage, they get some food, they come to the show, try to get into rabid brewing after a knockout spout. It's standing room only. So, you're helping local businesses. It embraces the community. Wrestle League has been a part of the community. The knockouts have been a functioning part of the community. And now the whole thing is taken away because of bad political decisions. It's disappointing. Very disappointing.
Now they're losing Wrestle League, the knockouts, and Rabid.
That's right. So there's just a lot that will be missed. And I think they'll be sorry about it because I think trying to build something nice and shiny, there's no guarantee it plays in that town.
Yeah.
The reason why that building plays in that town is because the knockouts and Wrestle League made it relevant.
I would say the knockouts made it relevant.
They did.
Wrestle League kind of skated on in. No pun intended.
No pun intended, but pun appreciated nonetheless. Now that you're the UHC champion, what do we expect as Mugsy enters a different chapter of his Wrestle League persona?
Okay, so do you know what UHC stands for?
Do I know what?
Do you know what UHC stands for?
Urban Honor Championship.
Urban.
Yes.
So expect, I don't know if this is even going to come out right, some urban entrances.
So what you're saying is Ewok is going to show back up and say, that's my fucking title, give it to me.
Ewok's going to appreciate some of the deep cuts that Mugsy James makes his entrance to.
Oh, so now I get it. All right, so you're going to so enlighten me. Where's your head at?
All right, so I will give you a sneak peek on the very first one because I thought of it the day of the show and I was so mad. And then I thought, you know what? That'd be way better with the championship around my waist anyways. Have you ever heard of a man named Curtis Jackson?
Yes.
A young 50 Cent, if you will.
Yes, indeed.
He was iconic for donning a bulletproof vest, a wife beater, and a Yankees cap.
Yes, he was.
So that may or may not be the next ensemble for a wrestling entrance for me.
Oh, the stories. Oh, the stories indeed. Oh, that's so cool.
Coming
And then he
out to
might get
what?
shot 9 times in the match.
Let's hope you don't get shot. Red, what do you got? What do you got about that gold, that shiny UHC championship? You love that championship. You love that a lot.
I mean, I like it. I don't know about love. I mean, shit. You acting like I held it. Shit.
Well, I think you'd like to help.
Wait.
Maybe you should challenge Mugsy. See Red versus Mugsy James.
See, Red is on sabbatical, sir.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wipe your ass with that statement. Come on, Red. Talk to us, a little bit about history.
What is there to know? Shit.
No,
I
it's
mean,
a quick heads up. Tell us about it.
Just a quick
Give me
heads
the
up. I'm going
significant.
into the gym, so
What
I
now?
will be silent for a little bit.
You're going to the
But I'll be
gym?
here. I'm in the
she's
gym.
going in the gym. She's going to be quiet, Stephen.
Okay, well, hey, get your workout on. That's a beautiful thing. The Urban Honors Championship, it's a very hallowed title. It's had quite a road. I've heard many stories about this belt. What's your favorite story about that belt, other than you winning it on Saturday?
So I think Ewok just shared the picture of it, but from the Black Wrestlers Matters that happened in Chicago a couple years ago, he had his entrance where he had a bunch of people in the shiesty mask wearing all black, carrying all of his championships at the time, and this was one of them. And if you look in the back of all the people in there, you'll notice someone isn't the same complexion, lacks quite a bit of melanin, and it just vaguely looks like a young kid lat carrying a championship that is owned by the Ewok. And then you got a guy who looks similar to a Ninja Turtle, kind of like Russell.
All I'm gonna say is that was the greatest show ever, because that's where I got introduced to most of the new Russell League. Your whole ensemble of crew.
Yeah, I will say we had quite the showing there that day.
Like, and I'm like, okay, some of these guys I know, some of these guys I don't know. But for me, it was, who the hell let their child in the damn building? And I mean, he should be sitting his ass in the front row, not wrestling. And that's when I fell in love with Kid Lap. I mean, I fell in love. I was like, okay. But I still felt like, and I even said it on commentary, I'm dating myself, but there's a cartoon, an old school cartoon. And all through this cartoon, there's an old lady, and all she keeps saying throughout the episode is, "Pardon me, have you seen my little boy?" And that's all I kept thinking. Like, at some point, some old lady is going to come, just keep walking around. Have you seen my little boy? Because I'm like, there's no way that this 13-year-old kid should be in this damn ring. Like, his ass has to go to bed. Ain't he past his bedtime? Like, he got homework to do. He got algebra to be fucking studying for. Not like, what the hell? But I walked away with that night realizing that you guys were creating something special with that core group. So to see all of you now flourish the way you're flourishing is remarkable. I've never seen one place put out top-notch talent the way Wrestle League has. And quiet as it's kept, I have 2 real nephews that are training at Wrestle League right now. And so to know that they are in good hands with you guys leading the way, lets me know, you know what, they're in good hands. They'll be able to follow their dreams. And they have great people like yourself to look up to, because you guys have basically, Steve used to always say, Wrestle League is taking over. Wrestle League is taking over. And it was like, well, shit, they're everywhere now. Like,
And people still discredit us.
It's that pack mentality.
but,
It is.
But you know what? And I think it worked in your benefit for the simple fact you guys could have, not gonna say quit, but you guys, it just seemed like you guys held that bond, stuck together, dug in deep, and said, okay, fuck everybody. It's us versus them. And
Literally.
we're doing it this way together.
You could book one of us and 6 of us are going to pack ourselves into a freaking Prius and still show up.
Yes. And I've seen
but that's what happens. That is what happens. Like you cannot say, oh, okay, Mugsy James is on this show. Okay. And that's all that's advertised. But yet there are gonna be at least 4 to 5 of you guys at the fucking show. Like, what the fuck? Like,
you'll get 2 bros file out of the car. Joey Dalton will slither out of the trunk. I mean, it's a craziness.
But it's funny because then it's always somebody that didn't show or can't make the show, and they're like, hey, can one of your guys help work the show or work this match?
That's exactly why Corey McHenry is a title holder at Frontline, because somebody canceled and he was there and he impressed Ben enough to give him opportunity. That's all it takes. Be ready to work.
That's the bros rode up with me to Janesville one time, and Jay Cross's opponent didn't show up. And I think he was potentially going to have me do 2 matches, but the bros were with me. I was like, why wouldn't I offer that spot to somebody else? 2 shows ago at ARW, Morris was hurt. He messed up his like bicep tendons and whatnot, couldn't wrestle. Shaq was my partner. Like, you never know.
There's another guy in their running circle, Shaq Jordan, that the well for wrestling is so deep. You guys got to keep Kid Lat away from Nick Diamond, because I happen to notice that he's got heavy eye makeup and fishnet jerseys and a fishnet cape. Aaron Morris and Nick Diamond are not good, are good influences on poor Kid Lat.
Yeah, I didn't know Kid Lat could look worse than he did.
You don't need to take Kid Lat to a whorehouse. We need the purity. We need the purity. But that's
Steve.
Yeah, not pure. I watched that guy get drunk at your wedding.
Allegedly.
Right. Well, that's what they say, allegedly. But I, like I said, the man couldn't stand upright. But that's again, so much magic, so little time. So you're doing good things at ARW. You're doing great things at Wrestle League. You're all over the place, and you're established, and I think you're respected, and I think that's something that you wanted more than anything. You wanted people to respect the talent you have and how hard you work, and I think you've gotten there.
Yeah, I would say so, because the people that I'm with from Wrestle League now are not the same people I started at Wrestle League with, aside from Joey, Chris, and Quinn, and even then that's kind of rocky relationships. But I started in 2015 and left because I didn't think I could do it, and came back simply to prove that I could do it. So that's why we've talked about it on here multiple times. I hate saying it to people when they ask me what my goals are with this, but it was never to make it anywhere. I came back to wrestling at like 24, 25 years old. I just want to prove that I could do it. I have a tendency to want to do everything and need to prove it to myself that I can do it. And that's, I did it.
Mugsy Q Belts was born because he wanted to.
Yeah, that's it. Why'd you hit him? Because I wanted to.
Now that you've got it, now that you've proved to yourself, where do you go from here? Where do you want to go? Is there a place you want to work? Is there an area you want to go you haven't been yet?
Yeah. I don't want to sound cocky, but I've never had to reach out to a promoter. So there's War Wrestling in Ohio. I like what they do out there. The problem is War is good because they run professional wrestling. I don't like a lot of the way people wrestle.
Oh,
They're going to try and do flippy shit, and I'm 250 pounds. I'm not doing that. I'm going to hit you in the face, and we're not going to do that. You ever heard of a headlock? Slow the fuck down. I'm going to beat you up. So it's hard to want to go wrestle other places when, sure, the mashing of the whatever battle of the skills, whole bullshit. No. I like the area I'm in. Maybe down south. Down south would be cool. Those guys seem like they like to fight.
You're the sum of the parts that you've been with to a certain extent, and the people that you run with have that mentality and have had it for many years. Braun the Lumberjack jumps out in my head. Nobody hits harder than him. Nobody weighs it in like him. Ivan was the same way. You've got all these guys that, they say, work a little stiff. And it's not stiff so much as that's the way it was for a long time. And if you couldn't take it, why would you do it? Opishaw.
It's called I Love You. I'll say sorry later. But it kind of goes like the respect thing. I think eventually, I don't know if I'd like to be a trainer, but I wouldn't mind helping train people. And I'd like for when I show up to a place and they say, who were you trained by? And I say, Chris Shogun. They go, oh, okay. Or, oh, I was trained by Shogun and then also, spent time with Braun and all these guys. Oh, okay, cool. I would like for my name to end up in that running and someone go, oh, awesome, cool, perfect.
So you've got aspirations to be a trainer?
No, I would like to help with training. I don't think so. I learn better through teaching. If I know how to do something and you need to know how to do it, me explaining it to you is going to help me learn how to do it better because I break it down verbally better than I do it in my own head. But just to be able to help and then someone go, yeah, I was trained by Chris Shogun. And also like Mugsy James was there and helped out with these little niche things. So, I don't want much out of this. There's not much you can get out of this with the level I'm at.
You just want to enjoy the ride.
I want to enjoy the ride and, the old phrase, leave wrestling better than how it was when you found it.
That's everybody's dream.
No, it's a lot of things people say.
That's fair.
But a lot of people don't have that in their heart.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to use everything as a stepping stone. No, I want ARW to be better than it was when I found it. I want Wrestle League to be better than it was when I found it. I want to leave IPW one day having to turn people away at the fucking VFW hall. I want these
places.
It's
coming pretty soon, I think. Those shows keep getting bigger and more epic.
And they do. And we're doing good things and kicking it back to the way it was before I came around, I think is going to be even better if we can start putting the story out there of why this is happening, but this can only happen here. I think once people have something to grab onto like that, with the people that are there now, I think it'll be good.
It's appointment viewing because you never know who's going to show up. You have Marcy Rocket sliding through the ring as a ref. You've got Steve Michaels, 450 days as Rocket Pro champion, defending that title there almost every month, it seems. So there's lots of reasons to go there, that's for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the socio-political activist side of one Mugsy James. I wasn't sure how I wanted to broach this subject because, when you come at it straight away, you inevitably offend someone. I don't really give a fuck. I'm not worried about people's feelings, especially on this show. We just kind of shoot from the hip. I thought what you said Saturday night after your match. Now that was the funny thing. You've got Tully, who's been in this business for a while. He takes the mic and he, thanks you and he is proud of you and he thanks Drew and he's proud of Drew. And then he starts talking about, his next opportunity and all the excitement he's got, which is great. It's good to know what's going on in the world of Tully Bertorelli. But you, who you would think would make a speech after such a big victory being a champion now, it's your floor to posture and to challenge. And you didn't really do that. You basically called out anybody that, well, talk to us a little bit about the words you chose.
So the second letter in UHC is H for honor.
Yes.
Stand 10 toes down on the shit you believe in. That's honorable. We all seen it all over the internet.
All over.
Yeah. There was a point in my life where if I saw you say some shit I didn't like, I would just wait till I seen you and fucking punch you in the face, or just go, "What was that hot shit you were talking?" And then I'd punch you in the face. I'm bored now. I'm a homebody. I got nothing but time to sit there and talk shit on the internet. But when I see you in public, I will still say shit to you and then possibly hit you in the face. So, on top of me feeling the way I feel to begin with about the things I said, I have little cousins who are half black, or like a third black, Hispanic, Caucasian. I have other cousins who are half black. My longest relationship before Bree was with a black chick, and Hispanic. Like, I love people. I stand on what I said about there's no such thing as illegal people in stolen land. That's not fucking real. It's bullshit. I had to word one thing a proper way because I didn't get a gauge on how many children were there, but I said minor attracted peoples. That's a bullshit fucking term. You're a piece of shit pedophile, Colin Cambridge. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
I live my
a lot
life.
of people. That a lot of people.
Man,
That you know, a lot of people up in arms about that one.
Well, I think that's because, again, like, I was there from the beginning with him. You know, he was one of, people are, no, he started with Boz.
Yeah.
And people don't grasp that concept. And I was there, and it was like, oh, okay. And at that point, you're like, oh, okay, dude's a stand-up dude and whatever. And then he left the business. Then he came back, and it was like, oh, shit, okay. And I saw him. It was like, okay, great to see you back, And, and then when that shit hit Saturday, and it was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, really? And I mean, let's not even, I don't know if Mugsy even knew the dude, but it was like, right. And I think a lot of people were already in arms because AJ Flyer, that started that week.
That kicked off a lot of the thoughts in my head about the things I said on Saturday.
That definitely
Flyer to come,
that resonated.
Try to ease under the radar, and you're like, what the fuck? And then this Colin shit popped the fuck up, and it was like, what the fuck is going on?
I'll tell you what, if AJ Flyer thought he was coming back, that got course corrected right quick.
Yeah. I love the people that corrected it and how they went about it. I think they could have went about it a different way, but obviously in a professional setting, I think people need to be vetted harder. I think too many people are allowed to just become a wrestler nowadays, which someone could say the same thing about me. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Put me in a rookie camp right now, and I guarantee I'll make it through. You don't make it through Wrestle League training by skating by. You're doing fucking 1,500 squats, 500 push-ups, 100 burpees, 100 crunches. Shogun's going to tell you to lift your feet off the ground for 6 inches, and then maybe he'll tell you to stop. And then you get to go wrestle.
But understand, that's the way he was trained. And
exactly.
Understand that's the way we were trained.
Exactly.
Again.
And then too many people are allowed to just, hey, so this is how we do this, and this is how we do this. Well, oh, he's fucking it up. Hey, he's not fucking it up. He's messing up. He's learning. There's too much coddling and gentle bullshit in professional wrestling. It's still fucking action. It's still aggression. People's feelings are going to get hurt. Ruthless aggression.
That was our biggest issue when it came to Sam, that people were quitting, because they thought the training was too rough.
Yeah.
Especially on Tuesday nights, that's when you got your ass kicked. So, and Sam couldn't understand why the classes on Thursday with Boz would be so full, and there would be a handful of us on Tuesday. And it's like, because I love Boz, but Boz isn't about to make you fucking go do calisthenics and like he wasn't that wasn't him.
Yeah,
You
the
know what
Tuesday
I'm saying?
crew is the crew you should have been watching because those were the guys that wanted it and still showed up to get their ass beat.
And shit, that was, shit. 1, 2, 3. At least 3 of us are still. Well, I'm on sabbatical.
Ah,
2 are active.
fuck you
You
and your
know,
sabbatical.
you're such a hater, Steve. Shit. He's walking out the door, but I can't be on sabbatical. Get the fuck
I
out.
never should have been in the fucking door in the first place. That's why I'm getting out before I die.
So I mean, somebody said it. Michael said it. I guess Saturday night after what happened, and he was at the hospital, and he was like, "This isn't ballet."
Yeah, fuck no.
And
I
it's
hate
like,
that comparison because you ever talk to a ballerina? They're all beat the fuck up. This ain't badminton, bitch. That's what it should be.
I put it like this. People complain, when you get older, and I'm older, about your aches and your pains and, your body not cooperating with you
God.
when you get up in the morning. And the reason why I don't is because I did what I did to my body for so many years. It's because I wanted it.
Yeah.
I have no regrets. Like, I'm not going to sit back now and say, oh, I shouldn't have done it. For every ache and every pain, guess what? I wouldn't change shit.
Fuck no.
You
like spicy food and shit your brains out, you're still going to go eat that spicy food because you love it.
The irony
Fair.
is,
Oh, Sierra's getting heated.
No, I have fluid on my elbow. Don't ask how the fuck it happened. I have no fucking clue.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Nobody get fluid on the elbow for being on sabbatical, Red.
Yeah, I did. Literally, because it wasn't there yesterday.
Shit like that is why I invested in AMA elbow pads.
Trust me. I at least, if nothing else, have to get at least one now. But it's just like, I have no regrets. But these young dudes, they want to be coddled, and they, and I get some places. I'm not gonna say all. Where guess what? It's the kids that are coming in. Guess what? They're the ones keeping the lights on. They're the ones that's getting the rent paid. I get that. But at the same, if you're not gonna train them right, if you're not, then you're doing the business as a whole a fucking disservice. And then the beautiful part is some of them lie, which is fucking hilarious, because they'll lie and say, "Oh yeah, I was trained by Hunter Payne." Yeah, okay, everybody knows. Okay, been around forever, right? Okay, we're gonna put you in a match with Mugsy James. All right. And then you go in there and beat the living shit out of their ass. And then they're like, they go back to the promoter. He hit me too hard. What the fuck was that, man? Why the fuck did you do that, man? And, sometimes I have to walk outside the building, look at the marquee. It says wrestling, right? Like, you have to make sure you gotta, like, what the fuck are you here for? You know, like the training in the backyard on the trampoline days are fucking over. Like, let that shit go. You know.
And if anybody should have quit off of training, it's fucking me. My first 2 months of quote unquote wrestling training were done at a warehouse in Dalton by guys who weren't trained wrestlers and never taught me to tuck my chin. And I showed up every Saturday, not tucking my chin. And I kept showing up. You know why, Red? Because I fucking wanted to do it. I just thought that's how you're supposed to feel.
You ain't. Yeah.
Then I was taught how to do it and went, oh, it still kind of feels that way anyways. But
at least you left there.
Yeah.
And moved on and got good training. You see what I'm saying?
And I still love seeing those guys to this day. I knew that wasn't right for me. I knew what I needed. And that wasn't it.
But at least you're not showing up to shows with a fake championship and a mask. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Steve. Go ahead. Never mind.
Hey, I held that belt for like a minute and a half once.
The irony is, what pisses me the fuck off is the last show when they announced, doors are getting ready to close, we're not doing. I held the title. I had the belt. And the promoter asked me, they said, hey, would you mind, doing the job for this kid who's been diligent and faithful, And I'm like, you know what? Like, my career is going to go the fuck on. This is
you don't need that accolade.
No, it was just like it doesn't do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like not like I'm
internet championship or some such thing.
Yeah, but it was like I'm not taking the belt home, and hanging it on my wall.
Red, you were the champion of the internet. It's pretty fucking cool.
Hey, it is what it is. And now to see this motherfucker show up at shows and still think he's relevant. Like, okay, Steve wants it. I'm going to give it to Steve. Fuck a sabbatical. Tell Rion to book a fucking match with me versus him. And guess what? I'm a Sean Danger his ass.
Right. That was the worst beating. You hurt that boy.
Hey, that was on accident. If Rion makes this match, it won't be no fucking accident. And it won't be C-Red. I'm just going to tell you now. It's going to be Mr. Young, who is a straight asshole.
I fucking hate Mr. Young.
So somebody called the office of IPW and booked that fucking match because
listen, I'm not calling IPW anything because the mantra there is I'll give you what you want, but there's a catch. I ain't doing it. I
don't give a fuck what the catch is.
I don't need to be the subject of a pre-show meeting where my transgressions are lampooned and made as a lesson to everyone. Thank you.
He better message me this Friday, and he said he wants this.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna give it to you.
When you don't do shit right, it can go so fucking left field. And he is one of the fucking examples of what the fuck is wrong with the business. Just one example.
Maybe he was going to get signed by Chicago Elite Pro Wrestling, right?
I don't fucking know what the fuck he thought.
We should have asked Mr. Kendrick when we had him on the show what that was all about, right? Oh, the missed opportunities. Hey,
whatever happened to that? Thought on second show was supposed to. Never mind. It's back to Mugsy.
I got a friend request from LaTanya. So somehow the ooze is starting to seep back out of the
That's
out of the
got you're
sewers.
lying.
Huh?
You're lying.
I'll show it to you.
Back to Mugsy.
Back to Mugsy. Actually, I want to tell Mugsy a funny story before we talk about his war on social media. So I'm at Wrestle League on Saturday, right? And I'm hanging out. I sit up with the Knockouts and I watch your match and a couple of others. And then I go down and I sit with the Rocket Pro people, Kevin and Will and those guys for a little while. And on commentary that night was Crizio or Crizio. How do you pronounce it? Huh?
Rizzo.
Yes, Crizzo. And Don Capri, the general manager, chairman of the board, president unit. And they're waving me over. I'm like, well, hey guys, what's up? And they both simultaneously hand me their headsets. Do this. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm here watching the show. It's the last show here. So they asked me, I said, I'm not going to do it now, but if you want me to help out with the main event, I will. So I sit down and we're doing the main event, and Timmy Too Sweet, God bless his soul, makes a big deal that I'm there. So he popped me. I was appreciative. But then next thing I know, Crizzo is giving up his headsets to Acid Jazz. So the Steve Michaels match was commented on by me and Acid Jazz. So that is the second Soul Toucher that I have done commentary with. So now I'm on a mission. I want to do commentary with all the Soul Touchers. Get fucking Trauma's ass out here and do that shit.
That
Seeing
ain't gonna
Jazz was
happen.
a pleasant surprise on Saturday.
It was fun to be there. It was a great moment in time, and working with Acid Jazz was pretty fun. So the post that I saw was Shogun calling his people, hey, this shit went down. Let's let them know that this ain't right. And you kind of sprung into Mugsy action.
Did I comment on the Wrestle League post?
I thought you did, or you stemmed your argument from it. We were talking about, you're a person of the people. You don't care black, white, red, yellow, blue, gay, straight, bi, this, that, and the other thing. It's all just people to you, and you're a people guy. And there were some unsavory things. The one that caught my eye was that one with if Chris Williams is rallying his troops against chicanery, that's something that you never see on social media. But it was the post from and there's a cat, Karma, right behind you. Karma is a cat, I hear. A person that we have known for many years as a fan has his own wrestling page. That seems to be where the lightning bolt came from.
Interesting.
Isn't that where kind of it started?
So I
believe the post was $10 for every protester you hit was the joke.
Yeah, 10 points for every protester you hit. So that was posted around the time of the ARW show.
Right.
Because I came home from the ARW show, still processing my emotions and mildly inebriated. So you mix those two things, and I see people who don't like my people. So I don't even remember what I said at this point, but I know they weren't nice things for sure, and I don't care. I said what I had to say because some people are just so fucking dense they won't understand it if you don't say it a certain way. He never came back at me. His cousin did. That'll get dealt with when I'm in Lafayette, Indiana.
I believe it will.
But it's just the simple-mindedness of fucking idiots confuses me. It truly baffles me because I come from a nice middle-class suburb where, I won't say the people are racist, but you would look at these people and go, oh yeah, he probably doesn't like black people, but it's a fucking great community. That guy comes from a middle-class suburb, well mixed, and has these views on harming people who are standing up. Now, mind you, there is a difference between protesting and rioting, but if you don't just fucking believe everything you see on goddamn TikTok and Instagram and Fox News and MSNBC and CNN, and you go out and experience it yourself, you'll learn that there's a lot less rioting than there is protesting. and he would rather sit behind a phone, probably doesn't have a computer, and spew hate. And I wasn't going to tolerate it. I have no time in my life to deal with the opinions of Dollar General Americans.
Yeah, and think he's being edgy the whole
Yeah,
time.
like there's no reason to troll shit that could potentially bring people harm. It's not funny. It's not cute. It's not whimsical. You're a fucking dork. You're a cunt. You're a cancer.
Get a hobby.
I kind of think that when you look at how America became America, protesting was a pretty key component in becoming a free country.
The people came here in protest of England.
Right.
Like, to
Taxes
land,
got
but they
protested
didn't.
by dumping tea. You know, there's all sorts of instances, equal rights protests. You know, there's historically, it is the most American thing you can do. If you see something that you believe is wrong, you protest it. You don't have to be a rioter. You can peacefully protest and say, hey, this is my opinion. Let's have a conversation about it. I just feel like in the era of TikTok and the era of social media, it's that old adage where you can say whatever the fuck you want to say without consequence.
Yeah, I talked about that
When
earlier.
I was a kid,
say what they want and not get hit.
If you said something, you didn't have the internet, you would say it on the playground, or you'd say it at school, or you'd say it at a bar. You wouldn't have any place to put it. You would just say it when you thought it, and if you said it at the wrong time or the wrong place, you got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
There were consequences to spewing nonsense. If you say $10 for every protester hit, and you're at that protest and somebody hears you, you'll get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then suddenly it becomes something else altogether. I feel like, we as a country, we love to champion the fact that it's the red, white, and blue, the ass kickers, the moral compass of the world. And then when you're held accountable to be that moral compass, you knuckle behind a computer and just say whatever it comes to your nonsensical mind. And I think it's a problem. And I think it's an epidemic, and I think it's going to get people killed. This is not a good, it's not a good narrative right now. I have never experienced a unity of family the way I have experienced it with the Chicago Knockouts. They are beyond family there, and they are they are of all races, creeds, designation. I mean, it is a melting pot at the Knockouts, and they love each other not for what they are, but for who they are, and they respect what they are, and they celebrate it in the best possible ways. And they go out on these big skates, and they travel, and they do things as a group because they believe that they are family, and this is the way we should all live. And I agree with it. It's one of the reasons why I love working there, is because you feel like you're part of something greater than yourself. And I've learned more about proper pronoun usage, even though I still screw it up sometimes. It's made me a better person. It's made me a stronger person, because
absolutely.
I get it more now. I didn't get it necessarily before because I'm an old man. I was born in the 70s, man. I don't age what you don't age well. We have our views. They're often outdated, and sometimes it's good to get fresh perspective. And I feel like maybe that's what the world needs, is to just sit back for a while and say, you know what? I'm an older person, but there's no reason I shouldn't be able to listen and try to understand what's going on. At least that's the way I see it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cactus, are you still working out?
Yeah, she's still working out.
All right. Just want to make sure.
She's in.
This is her kind of stuff. This is the tea that she likes to spill. This,
absolutely.
She is the queen bee when it comes to you fuck with her people, and she will take a quart of your blood.
Yeah, and like same thing as the Knockouts with like the wrestling.
She said she's on her last set. Don't work.
Well, we're wrapping in about 40 minutes, win, lose, or draw. So, I've decided that from now on, if we hit 8:30, we've gone too fucking long. No one wants to listen to this shit for 2 fucking hours. Myself.
Then just put you know who on, and we only go 15 minutes. So.
But he's got lovely hair. But that's a story for another time. I love what you said at Wrestle League. I love that you said after your speech, I'm not that hard to find. You're inviting them out there. And that, like I said, that could have its own repercussions. If somebody does approach you with a differing opinion, how do you deal with it?
Depends on the context of which they have that opinion. Because we can have a conversation. I'm never opposed of just having a conversation. But I've got 2 fists and 2 feet that say you'll get your ass beat if you don't come correct.
But see, that's what. See, I've been trying to hold my fucking peace.
Here we go. Is this Red or Mr. Young? Because sometimes I can't tell the difference.
Also, I'm back.
We just had a whole thing, Cactus, that you should have celebrated. She's gone.
See, you said celebrating and she left.
Man.
Shit like that, Mugsy, won't happen. The people that spew shit behind computers, behind cell phones, won't say it to your face.
Oh, no, they're pussy. I know. But the invitation's there.
No, it's great that you put it out there, and that's where I think shit should happen. If you don't like something or somebody or you disagree, a conversation can be had. Me and Steve had disagreements before. Guess what? At the end of the fucking day, it's either we're going to agree to disagree, or one of us are going to say, hey, I see your point. Okay. But most motherfuckers won't do that shit.
No. And a lot of the times they can't formulate a proper defense for the bullshit they're speaking. They read one fucking clickbait title and then they run with it, and then you start having discourse with them and they come back at you with another clickbait bullshit title that they just grabbed off of Google. Or it's like, I like learning about this stuff because I like making people feel stupid when they're fucking idiots.
What pisses me off is that when people talk about riots and protesting, there are 2 separate things with 2 different agendas.
Yeah.
And let's just spit facts. Back in the day, in the 60s, in the 70s, when riots happened, it was over protest, it was over duress, over shit that had happened. But as always, you don't look at what happened, you look at the idiots and the assholes that took advantage. Let's go back to recent fucking memory. When George Floyd got fucking killed, everybody was in a fucking uproar. Motherfuckers were at every goddamn store for what? So a man dies. I don't give a fuck if he black, white, orange, purple, pink, yellow. He died. But you think going in the fucking breaking in the Foot Locker, stealing Jordans and Adidas and all that, are you stealing that shit and selling it to send to his family? No, motherfucker, you ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. You a bunch of fucking assholes. If you can't
unfortunately
fucking afford this shit beforehand, really? But you want to do it all, George Floyd? Kiss my motherfucking ass. I have grown
So-
up between too many people. And the one thing that I love about my dad is he said, when I used to ask him about race, he said, there's only one race, the human race.
Yeah.
That was it. That's the shit. If nothing else I took from him, the one fucking thing, I don't see color. Because guess what? Yeah, the white people that I don't fucking like. But guess what? There's
I'm
more
offended.
fucking black fucking folks I don't fucking like than it is white. I wonder fucking why. So
Man.
don't give me shit about protesting. Man, people got the fuck. We live in America. If you don't like the fucking fact, then guess what? People can protest and they can feel how they fucking feel. When guess what? We got people that are being snatched from their fucking families and sent back. The fuck for what? And they ain't did shit.
And they're
But,
not even just being sent back anymore. Like yesterday, the Supreme Court made it like legally like agreed that they can be sent to like the fucking South Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anywhere but America at this point.
Yeah.
So
it
during
broke my fucking heart. I watched a mother, a husband and mother went, I think, to court for some other bullshit. ICE was right fucking there. The court dismissed the charges on whatever case they were dealing with. And literally, as soon as she walked out, took her and put her in a fucking van. Someone tried to talk to the husband. He said, how do I explain to my 4 children that their mother isn't coming fucking home? Like, who the fuck is thinking about this shit? Like, you're ripping fucking families apart. For what?
For
and
a
then-
white supremacist ethno-state fantasy, a la Stephen Miller, who is the creepiest, evilest little fuck to ever exist.
There's Cactus.
And then those people that oppose that, or that are on the side of ICE deporting people, have never thought about the situation of what if this happened to me. Now,
Nope.
thankfully, I'm a 4th generation.
No, you're great. Yeah.
Yeah, my great grandparents came here after World War II from Croatia and Lithuania, but still, summertime, if I'm out there long enough, you might not look at me and think I'm Caucasian.
Sure.
Like, not something that I have to worry about, but it's things that I think about that, I've went to school with plenty of Hispanic kids that may or may not have had legal parents or grandparents or aunts and uncles, and now their cousins don't have parents and they have to go live with their grandma that they don't know or some shit.
And it literally
Cool.
doesn't even matter if they're legal or illegal because they're doing it to legal people too. Like
Yeah.
they legitimately do not give a fuck. They're just fucking grabbing people
Yeah.
and talking about fucking family values while they're fucking ripping families apart. But I
And then-
digress.
Or those kids end up.
I don't digress. I'm just really fucking pissed now.
Welcome to Germany, 1939.
Yeah.
The similarities are fucking creepy, and we all know what happened after 5
I mean, that's
years.
their fucking playbook. That is their fucking playbook. Like everyone's like, oh my God, it's so similar. Like history, it's like cosmic. No, these fuckers idolize Nazis. That is what it is. They fucking idolize them. They have grown up because we grew up believing like, oh, we fought Nazis, fuck them. And now you have podcasts coming out that there were Nazis here during World War II. They had Nazi bookstores. They had like Nazi meeting centers. They had people in Congress that they were paying to push Nazi agenda. So like this is not like some cosmic, coincidence like a history repeat. No, this is like Donald Trump sleeps with a fucking Mein Kampf copy in his fucking like nightstand. Like these people are fucking lunatics.
Well,
Sorry. Clearly, this is passionate for me.
yeah, we gotcha. We gotcha. We gotcha. We were talking a lot about the power of the keyboard and the lack of grace and power in some people
Yeah,
that
and speaking
use
of
it.
that little shit that made the like hit a protester for 10 points, like he will say the foulest fucking shit to me online and then try to smile in my face.
Yep.
Funniest part is, I don't even think
they never are willing to back it up.
No.
Well, and like my thing with a post like that is you're so pro-America. Like people haven't literally driven cars through protests or a carnival or parade as an act of terror.
Yeah.
But that's
Richard.
Yes. You didn't need to say his name though.
Oh.
And no, that is like that's a thing. They've
Fuck it.
Like-
Fuck Richard Atkinson. We're here now.
Trying to hide.
I don't know if we were or not, but we definitely aren't now.
We
But
were.
no, like
No, plausible deniability has been achieved.
how many times has it happened in the last couple of years alone? It was like there was that one in Charlottesville, and now it's every other protest you hear about. There's a car that's either driving through it or just barely prevented from driving through.
Yep.
And then if somebody drove through a Trump rally, they'd be fucking unpatriotic pieces of shit.
Yeah.
They should be thrown in jail.
At the end of the day, racist people feel safest behind a keyboard, but they won't say it to your face.
Yeah.
We have never. This is new territory for this podcast. We've never
Is the
really
Power
been here
Hour a
before.
political
So
podcast now?
welcome to the new millennium.
Yeah.
Political hour.
I mean, the thing is that everything is political.
I like
And like people try to claim like, you have to say separate politics. Like there is no, like, let's face it, wrestling is an art. It's like politics and art go hand in hand. Everything is fucking political in some way, shape, or form. So if you're sticking your head in the sand and saying, I don't want to hear about it, I don't want to hear it, like you don't want to fucking live. You want to live in your fucking house and not do anything with the rest of your life because everything is political. Art is political.
Yep.
Well, that is well said and well represented. Is this the point where I wave to the camera and go, "Hi, Nick Nemeth"? No, it's that we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Art definitely is political, though. I mean, I don't like graffiti because of cool colors and punk rock because it sounds cool.
It's designed to make you think, and it's a crazy time we live in. Some people get it, some people don't, and some people say things that they shouldn't. And everybody says you're supposed to be able to say your opinion, and you should, but if you're going to say your opinion, at least have a way to support it when you speak of it. So we're talking about the protester hit the protester, get $10 or 10 points or whatever. Why? Defend it. If that's how you feel, let's talk about why you feel that way.
I didn't know we were playing a game with people's lives.
Right. It seems kind of silly that you're trying to kill people that are doing the most American thing that we can do, is that, and that's the whole point of the Constitution. They tell you it's our responsibility as citizens to take arms and fix the shit if it's broken. And that day is coming. Revolution, that is a word you hear a lot. Eventually, the people in this country are going to say, whoa, pump the brakes on your political agenda. You are not speaking for us. And they're going to want to take the power that they have. And, then, ooh, boy, when people in the street start going after their politicians, that'll be the real shit show. Then we're all going to hell in a handcart because, like I said, government is great until it doesn't work anymore. And the people say enough of that shit.
I mean, like, Congress people can't even handle having town halls anymore and being asked questions. Like, they literally get up and run away from any question that they don't want to answer. So
you saw that live in Homewood, Cactus. You know better than anybody.
I sure did. Sure did. That was a moment.
So in December, when the Power Hour goes away, we're going to start a new podcast called America Tonight with Mugsy, Red, Cactus Steve, and Bree. We're gonna sit there and we're gonna go off on our political agendas, and we're gonna make America something. I don't know if it's great, but it'll be something, that's for sure.
Listen, just let your gay friends protect their pot farms with whatever firearms they deem necessary. It's the only political stance you should have.
Speaking
As
of
an
like,
American.
you know, protect their farms with guns or whatever, like on my town forum, like I live in a very red town, unfortunately. And like my friend made a post and someone called him, was like, oh, you're just a liberal commie, which not even the same ideology, but okay. And I was like, it is hilarious to me that you think liberal is as far left as somebody gets. Some of us are so far left, you get your guns back. Like, you don't even know. You don't even know.
I'm a big
Really
fan
dumb shit.
of song lyrics, and almost my whole life I've been a big fan, and I've tried to model my life after. In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. I believe that. It's the way I try. If you give love, you'll get love. If you give respect, if you whatever you give is what you get back. I believe it. I see it. I think it's real. In this whole situation with Juneteenth and LBGQT, um, a blonde country singer once said, "Shade never made anybody less gay." And I think that is, if you break that down to what that really means, I think that is incredibly profound. And I think that you're not going to tell someone how to live their life. Just let them live, let them be, because you know what? They're letting you live and they're letting you be.
No, Steve, they're making the kid gay.
Come on now. Come
On
on
the
now.
frog.
What did you say, Mugsy?
I said, Steve, they're making the kids gay.
Oh, yeah.
And the frogs. The water's turning the frogs gay.
Mm-hmm.
If it
I
wasn't
love gay frogs. They're my favorite.
Yeah, if it wasn't so bastardized when we were kids, there are a lot of people that I went to school with that I think would have gone a different direction in their sexuality. But in the 70s and 80s, you that was just not even a thing. I mean, it was a thing, but you weren't even allowed to speak about it.
Think about the young people from that generation who would still be alive.
100%.
Less ostracized back then.
How many people have killed themselves because
Exactly.
they couldn't deal with this shit because they were ridiculed and mocked so much. And
and not even just like killed themselves. People were killed.
Yeah, or killed.
Yeah.
Or just refused medical treatment, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah. Or
Still
died
this
alone
day can't
with
donate blood if
nobody.
you're homosexual.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
died
a
alone
terrible-
with nobody to hold their hand.
It is a terrible, terrible thing. We love to talk about freedom in America, but we're selective about who should receive said freedom. And I think that's where a politician needs to say, you know what? Let's go on this platform. Because if somebody came out and said, we need to take another look at freedom and what that means to all of our citizens, that would be a political viewpoint we would all find pretty refreshing, and we would watch that politician very carefully. Correct?
Yeah. Hey, I've got 7 years. You can start donating to my campaign now.
All I'm saying is some fresh ideas and fresh takes could make all the difference in the world. And let's just hope they're out there somewhere, or they find a way to get where they need to, because we're in trouble if we keep going down this road. Again,
I would run for office, but I have too many nudes on the internet.
That's fair, cunty candy, or cotton candy, or whatever the hell your name was on that show.
Cotton cunty.
President, but I shouldn't be in charge of a military.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair.
But I will say this.
Go ahead.
I may not be running for office, and I may come across as, what do they call us, little bleeding heart liberal. But if you come for me and mine in any way, I will be your worst fucking nightmare. Like, you think I'm fucking irritating now? I will be your worst fucking nightmare.
That's fair. I've seen it. I've lived it. She's not wrong. She's right on the screws.
Yeah, my kid is gay. Like, I love nothing in the world more than my child. I will fuck you up. Like, I will ruin your life.
Yeah, if anybody fucks with Hazel,
your asshole in over that child.
There'd be a lot of people that would be up in arms about somebody messing with Hazel.
Yep.
Lots of folks indeed. Well, it's going to be kind of hard to pivot back to wrestling and roller derby after this. I don't have a segue to get me back. Mugsy, what's next for you? What do you want in life? Another motorcycle.
A running
Dad.
motorcycle.
I don't know. What do you want?
No motorcycle.
A running motorcycle. I have to fix it.
She's shaking her head.
Yeah, she's not happy with it. It was only a $1,200 motorcycle until I had to start fixing it.
It was so innocent and happy the day you said I do, and now here you are in trouble for your motorcycle. That's the way it is, son.
She likes it when it runs.
They all like it to a point. And then the point, I'm gonna let you find out on your own. Going through this stuff is it's the fun part.
Back to real quick, having civil discussions. How people can't do that; they'd rather argue over the internet.
Yes.
We and I have learned if we are in a fight, texting does not help because things can be misconstrued through text with no context behind the words.
I am.
I meant to say that earlier and I got sidetracked, and that made me.
It's happened to me many times. So yes, I try not to text my feelings anymore because it's never ended well for me in any argument. And today's my anniversary. I just celebrated my 19th wedding anniversary.
Holy shit, you've been married almost your whole life.
Yeah, 19 years. That's pretty fucking doesn't happen much these days in this in this present state of affair. And where's my wife tonight? She's with her sister and my nephew.
As you do.
As you do.
As
and
you do.
I have a problem with it? Absolutely not. Because I'm here on the Power Hour. So it's business as usual. 19 years, but business as usual.
Our first anniversary for being married is actually quickly approaching. Now that
very quickly approaching.
Wouldn't it be
funny if you had to fight Quinn on your anniversary? That would be something.
That would be something.
It never clicks in my head though because we've lived together since we've been together for 6 months.
Yeah.
So we've been married for fucking ever. Come home every day and see her.
Mugsy.
Oh, here we go.
Mugsy. Nephew, I love you. Don't think like that, please.
No, not think like that, but
because you will get yourself dug in so much shit, and I'm just taking from somebody that's been down the road. Just you just realized anniversary's coming up. When you get done tonight, maybe you two should figure out, hey, what would you like to do for our anniversary? Like, bruh, just telling you. Because when Steve brought up Steve was joking, like, yeah, wouldn't it be funny? And you didn't see Brie, but she was like,
yeah,
like, bruh, no shows that day.
no dog collar matches that day.
No nothing. Don't pre-plan something like, oh yeah, me and the boys are going.
Yeah, we did our things. We did our anniversary dinner on Sunday, where we had a chance to have some food. She's a big fan of ribs, so that was her. That was what she enjoyed. So we sat and we ate that, and we talked about the good times, and then she started talking about wrestling and why I'm gone every weekend, and
it's like, all right, check, please.
That's kind of where we were at. We're gonna go now, but that like I said, that conversation always happens and never ends well for me. But I'm old now, and I the cup is gonna run out at some point, and then I'll just be here. I'm about to have my last child go away to college. So then we're going to be empty nesters. And she doesn't want that. She doesn't want to be alone with me all the time. I mean, 19 years is amazing that she hasn't killed me yet.
That's Mugsy. That is why he keeps saying, oh, this is his last year. I'm going to wait. So I get the text like around mid-January, early February. And she's like, take him now.
Oh, now if she contacts you and tells you to get me back in, well, then I'll go back in. But I know the logic here. I can't stay I have to do this. I have to walk away so I can get back.
If he runs me and Cactus crazy for 2 hours on a Tuesday night, what the fuck do you think he's gonna do to him? He's gonna do to her every single day.
Wrestling.
You guys have had to deal with me in locker rooms, and Steve, you've had, well, and in the car, I was very tired the whole time we drove back from Wisconsin. But you guys have seen how I act at shows and in the locker room and stuff. It's no different here.
I don't doubt it. The magic of Mugsy.
She's just as bad, though. You
Well-
ever been pinned against the fucking wall because someone's trying to tickle you and pinch your nipple? And you can't be aggressive and, like, move her. I do.
Oh,
Get bruised on me. It's because he beats me.
Yeah, okay. Mrs., I want ice cream and it's 8:45 at night. Fine, let's go to the ice cream place real quick before 9 o'clock.
Same.
Or,
get
Hey.
used to it, brother. That's your call for the rest of your life. That's never going to
the
change.
beautiful part that right now on this call, if nobody has paid attention, we have Steve, who as of today has 19 years. We have me. Well, I've been down this road. Shit, never mind. Mugsy and Bree are coming up on their 1 year. And we have the soon to be.
Mrs. Bronson.
Right. So we've got all of this love in the room tonight. Isn't it amazing how we just went left and then turned back right? Now
Actually, Andrew
now
and
we
I
got
are
a gun
arguing right now about what our surname is going to be because I didn't take my first husband's last name. So I was like, I'm not taking your last name. So he wants to hyphenate it, but now we can't agree on D'Ambrosio Hoffman or Hoffman D'Ambrosio. I think Hoffman D'Ambrosio sounds better.
I like Hoffman D'Ambrosio.
and traditionally, I've always heard it as like your maiden name, then your
Yeah.
taken name, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So everyone tell Andrew after this that you're voting for Hoffman D'Ambrosio.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
voting. Andrew, get it done.
Oh, wait, would he be hyphenating his name as well?
Yes.
No, men don't hyphenate their name.
Sometimes they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then yeah, like keep his last name last. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my mom was
Because, like-
Jennifer Montesi Coppers.
Yeah. I don't want to have a different last name than Hazel, and I think he wants to have the same last name as Hazel. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to keep.
You're all D'Ambrosios now.
I'm like, oh, what's your last name? I list them all off.
Wait, what'd you say, Steve?
I just put my hand up and I was like, I was just cheering on the incentive that you should do whatever you want.
Yes.
But
Well,
that's
Hazel
what makes
just told me
America
that she
great.
wants to have, she wants to add his last name to her current last names. I'm not going to give out her last names on social media. Just know that Hoffman is one of them. So she wants to add D'Ambrosio to the first two to just have a train of a name.
Hey, that's
Hazel
okay.
on Julio Ricardo
I mean,
Mendoza.
See, and that's beautiful. Now, waits her ass gets to high school and college and got to write that shit out.
Yeah.
And I mean, if she wanted to and you wanted to, you could always drop the other one too.
Yeah.
I don't care about the writing. I like writing.
She says she doesn't care if she has to write it out because she likes writing, but I think you agree you want to drop that one name, right? Yeah.
It's Hazel's world. We just live here.
Yeah.
I changed my name before too. Yeah, believe it or not, I was a junior at one point.
I
Oh,
did not know
my.
that. Wow. That's interesting.
I feel like you should be wearing one of those helicopter caps if you're a junior.
With my ice cream cone.
Yes.
Oh, Mugsy, thank you for coming on kind of at the last minute. I was
Steve, I tell you all the time, whenever you want me on, I will hop on. I don't.
I
shut up.
appreciate it because I was feeling rather uninspired, and I was just like, maybe we'll take this week off. And then I saw what you guys did on Saturday, and I saw your picture with your title. I'm like, this motherfucker's fighting wars in wrestling rings and on the internet. Let's get this motherfucker on here and let's wind it up. And you wound it up all right.
Yeah.
Where can people see you next? Where's Mugsy James in action? You're not doing July 12th for ARWPRO. When are you going to be wrestling again?
Probably not till August, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Is ARW in
Oh,
August?
no, I'm sorry. If IPW has July, I'll be at IPW in July.
Okay, there's the Urban Honor Champion will be at IPW next, which will be great.
July 11th, Southland. I'm still not done with James Creed. I'm on that ass, boy.
Oh, so you're going down to SCW?
Yeah, I was supposed to be down there this Saturday, but they canceled it because of the weather, and it was an outdoor show. So that card just got moved to, I think it's a Friday.
Yeah.
But July 11th, it'll be, I think, at the Civic Center. I think. I could be wrong. I haven't.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good place for you to be. We did the outdoor show at CSW on Saturday.
Yeah,
and,
two other places
crazy.
outdoor as well. You're
I
insane.
almost died.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I thought I could
and
exist.
you wore a whole suit.
I thought I could
whole
exist
suit.
in my general manager suit for the 3.5 hours that the show was. I was dead wrong. And then I was almost dead. Because at one point I introduced, I think it was a tag team match. So I'm ring announcing and I introduced him. At that point I couldn't stand. So I was sitting doing ring announcing because I was kind of dizzy, right? So I started taking off the layers of the suit. So I introduced the first tag team. I introduced the second tag team and I sit down again. And the next thing I know, the match is over and I have to do the outro. And I'm like, did they have the match? I fucking passed out for a few minutes.
Oh my god.
It was 10 to 12 and I was sitting there and Turtle was like, dude, you weren't moving. And I'm like, dude, it was a very, very nerve-wracking ride home. Great show. We had a lot of fun. Cold Twins, ARW's Cold Twins, made an appearance at CSW on Saturday.
Yeah, they've been training with the BOZ.
And you know, it's like they could start a tag team, Body by Boz. Right?
I like that.
So, you know, they're it's fun that they're there. Shelly Bombshell Benson was back. We hadn't seen her in a while. Jimmy Blaze and Vic Capri were out there watching. We had celebrities in the audience. So it was pretty fun, except I couldn't do anything afterwards because I had to limp to my car, sit in the air conditioning, and go the fuck home.
Man, so Drew and I work together. He could tell you I'm normally on my lunch break. I'm in my car, windows down, reclined, feet out the window. It has been an car on, air conditioning on past couple days. I'm wearing basketball shorts today, and I was still dying. Basketball shorts,
so
cut
hot.
off shorts.
Yeah, Andrew came home yesterday with a dehydration headache and still tried to go to the gym. And I was like, no, go the fuck to bed. Drink some water and go the fuck to bed.
So I drove home Saturday afternoon from the CSW show with the intention of going right to Wrestle League to watch it open. I came home here and I told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to lay down for a few minutes because I don't feel well. I was unconscious for 45 minutes. I woke up, felt like $1 million, went to Wrestle League. That's why I missed the first half of the show. I shouldn't have missed it, but I was physically unable to perform. I was on the pup list.
I get it.
I mean, you made it for the important stuff. So.
I did. The heat was no joke, though. The heat was no fucking joke.
I ain't left this damn chair. Fuck the heat. I don't do heat. Hell no. Bring the winter back. Yes.
I will never do another outside show in June or July in a suit again.
Steve,
I might wear a fucking slip and slide. Keep the water going on that shit.
Did you talk to Parker Boudreaux at all on Saturday?
I talked to him very briefly. You know, first time I've ever met him. He seemed like a pretty cool dude.
I talked to him for probably 2.5 hours that day. Him and I like clicked instantly. And he played for Notre Dame.
He had a really good time, which he
did. He was just hanging out.
What happened? Is there a dog or something?
No, Billy Whack. It says, "Don't blame me. I voted for Mayor McCheese."
You know, Billy, that's the thing. When
please don't tell me that
on
means
the internet.
Cuomo won.
What now?
I said, please don't tell me that means Cuomo won.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Billy Whack does not come on social media very regularly and add to any kind of situation. But when he chimed in on what was going on last weekend, you knew something big was happening because he just kind of hangs outside the lines. But when he actively participates, you know shit's fucked up.
Yeah. When he feels the need to insert himself, you really pissed him off.
Yeah, that's fair. Any porch pirate sightings upcoming?
Whenever
I imagine
the next
one's going to
wrestler
be in
show is,
September, right?
I think so. He was there this week or 2 weeks ago. Hot Kazooie threw him out of the ring, but he debuted a new finishing move.
Really? What is it?
The Jack fucking Spearo.
Oh my god.
Spear.
Now you know what I deal with.
Yeah. I thought Andrew was bad.
Yeah, it's
Like Jack.
You know how hard it is to come up with
I hear
pirate fun?
I hear the Sparrow, but I also hear Spearow like the Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was a hard one. I had to think of a new one on the fly that day. I was like, Jack fucking Spearo.
Boom. $1 million t-shirt idea right there. Mugsy, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. You've done yeoman's work. You almost did 2 hours on the Power Hour yourself.
I'll do it again, too.
I think that's a record for any of our guests that have lasted this long. You're more than welcome to stick around. Cactus and I have to do a little roller derby before we head out. So if you want to stick, you can. Cactus.
What's up?
18 and over show, lived up to every fucking. Oh, wait, he's got his finger.
Wait, Mugsy.
I am going to get off, but I got one last thing to say.
Say, go ahead.
Make sure you bootlickers put barbecue sauce on them before you deep throat them. Bye, guys.
And Mugsy James is out. Just like that.
In the Midwest, wouldn't it be ranch?
It might. And look at that picture of him. It's just frozen there. That should be that's a meme right there. Somebody get that to Riyadh stat.
I can't see him. It's a blank screen for me.
I'm gonna take a picture for Riyadh if I can
In
get it.
Chicago, shouldn't it be mild sauce?
Oh yes, you are correct. It should be mild sauce. Speaking of, I have not had Maxwell Street mild sauce in so long. I need to go to 87th and Western and get a Polish with fries and some mild sauce.
Maybe we should make a field trip one of these weekends. Maybe over the 4th of July holiday. We'll pick up Red in the city. I'll pick you guys up in Crete and we'll go get a Polish.
I'm leaving for Vegas on Saturday, but if we go on the 4th of July,
we'll figure something out. Yeah, you're pending.
It'll be my bachelorette party.
Hey, nothing like a good Polish at a bachelorette party, right?
Yeah.
All right, Cactus. Let's dish about the 18 and over show. Let's make Red make some big eye faces.
I am gonna say that I think we reined it in a bit this year.
I don't know about that.
No, I think we did.
Look, I thought at one point, her name that night was what? Strawberry cream?
Screams.
Okay, yep. And Cunt Dracula were about to make sweet love.
I mean, they did that last year too.
But it was really erotic this year.
Was it?
It was. Well, it happened right in front of me.
I didn't see, I don't think.
And then all of a sudden, Rion Skills stops the lovemaking.
Oh, I remember. I remember it. I do remember it. There was a lot of blood.
Rion Skills still not a vampire, but Cunt Dracula, because Rion separated her from her prey, got bit himself.
Yes.
And that might be the greatest moment of my life. That popped me like a child.
Oh, not me hitting your commentator partner with a chair?
That popped me too. You swung the chair well, which has made me very proud. On Saturday, when Steve Michaels got cold cocked with the chair, was not swung as well as you swung at Nanslaughter.
I'm gonna
well
say
done.
Practice makes perfect. And I don't mean this as shade. I mean seriously. Practice makes perfect.
If you hit somebody with the wrong side of the chair, you will hurt them.
Yeah.
Period. But you and Nan went at it, boy.
Yeah. No, we didn't go at it. I went after her and I won.
You went after her and you won, and you pissed her off enough where I got hurt.
Yeah. But that's
again,
just
Red.
collateral. That's collateral damage.
I was collateral damage. I took another chair shot.
Yeah.
From my broadcast partner. You would never chair shot me, would you, Red?
No, I would never.
But Mr. Young.
Well, Mr. Young's a cocksucker, so
Oh my God.
pardon my French. The characters at the 18 and over bout were wonderful, I thought. And they were wonderful the year before. What were some of your favorites?
If I can remember, which for the most part I can't, I did like Strawberry Screams. Who else was? It was a blur. I'm telling you, since I hit my head in the Maybout, my memory is shot. I love Strawberry Screams, because I love the strawberries that were on the bust. I thought it was very cute. Nansucket was pretty good.
Yeah,
Nansucket
she looked like one of Shane McMahon's frat boy tag teams.
Yeah, she looked like she was headed to Martha's Vineyard. Who else was there? The Hot Rod Daddy Andy was
I
there.
love the Hot Rod. Got it, and got it done.
Yeah, the Hot Rod Daddy Andy was there. I'm really mad that he didn't go by the Dunkaroo Daddy, but we can't get what we want all the time, can we?
Not all the time, but that would have been so good. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But it would, overall, everybody's dressed to the nines, such clever costumes. There were some costumes that might have required a little more thought because when put under stress, I thought failure was imminent.
Was mine one of them?
Yours was most certainly one of them.
Yeah.
Sweet Tits, another one.
And yet, there was no failure on my end.
No, Sweet Tits took a fall.
Yeah.
And bounced, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't see the fall, but I saw the aftermath.
God did not make clothing designed to.
Yeah, there was some adjusting.
Reconnoiter that kind of load.
Yeah, there was some adjusting. I will say that. But that was a pretty hard fall.
Yeah, and that was the hitting was insane.
Yeah. I actually sprained my thumb when I I got hit in the first jam. Well, no, I hit in the first jam, but it was like at just the right angle that I the word isn't maybe it's like springboarded off and landed on my outstretched hands, and I sprained my thumb, and I could barely use it for like the last entire week since the bout. So I've never had that happen before. Like I couldn't even like scroll on my phone. Hazel had to open things for me.
It was hard hitting. It was action packed, and I think everybody that was in that building had a wonderful time.
I agree.
The sin bins were active. The fights were everywhere. The bouts were 40 minutes as opposed to 30 minutes. So
it was very chaotic. I am going to say that I think a decision has been made that we will never have rosters that large again, because it was just sheer chaos all the time. It was
chaos, but that was the beauty of it. That was the beauty of the chaos.
I
had such a good time. I am so bummed that it's going to be a period of time before we get to do it again.
I know. I'm also very disappointed. But I'm in the gym like 3 days a week, building up my strength, to kind of get a running start when we're back. And also because at RollerCon, we're going to be doing the bank track at RollerCon, and we are doing. Yes, Hazel would like you to know that she's going to the gym also, and she can carry her Lego buckets by herself now. So, and they're pretty hefty.
I'm not really talking to Hazel because Hazel is not my friend right now. She's
Red's friend.
She's Red's friend.
Yeah, she's Red's friend. But
I love her.
She's mean to me.
So at RollerCon, which unfortunately, like I don't think there's going to be a way to stream it. There might be. I know there will definitely be photos. We're doing before the actual knockout style bout, where I'll be on the Rumblers and so will Andy. We're going to do a throwback vintage style one with our current rule set, but we're going to be wearing the uniforms, like kind of like what Raquel Welch wore in Thunderbirds.
Oh yeah, those
so I'm going to be on the blue team, and Andrew's going to be on the white team. So it's like the Midwest Warriors versus the West Coast Outlaws. So I'll be on the Outlaws and he'll be on the Warriors.
You guys are
And
going to have the best time.
yes, I'm looking forward to it more than I previously was, but that's something I'll tell you about later. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. I've always wanted to go to RollerCon and just things never really worked out. And it's like just a big, fun community. And then I'm getting married there. Marley and Eddie are renewing their vows. And we're going to do a bunch of other stuff, try to do the Punk Museum and the Neon Museum. And it's just I think, going to be a really good time for us to be together, especially with this hiatus.
I think it's going to be amazing. We wish you all the best. It's going to be, I can't wait to hear stories. And hopefully we will hear stories because everybody forgot but me. So a little later on in the summer, Tuesday, August 12th, to be exact, I need you to go back in the Power Hour archives to our show right around last August 12th. And I said we were going to do another show this year to see how her predictions went. So Ricky Ricochet.
Oh, Ricky's predictions.
So that is August 12th. So start spreading the news on Discord.
Yeah, I will.
We are going to need Miss Ricochet and company. So August 12th, I would like to have a full-blown knockout-thon on this show, get as many as we can, and see how the predictions, and then you can tell stories of your wedding, stories of RollerCon. It would be a great chance to get caught up. We can talk about what's next for the knockouts. So let's try to do that on the 12th so we can be consistent. We said we were going to have a show on the 12th.
I will submit that in the Discord when we're done here. And then also in August, Mindy McCabe is taking me on a little date. Mindy won tickets to I can't remember what casino she said it was, but she won bingo at this casino and they gave her tickets to anything she wanted to see. She's scrolling through and she's like, I don't see anything interesting. I don't see anything interesting. Then she sees something. She's like, oh my God, I have to take Cactus to this. Does anybody want to guess what it is?
What is it? I'm completely stunned.
Guess.
Hot pink pony show lady?
No.
I have no clue.
What is something that Cactus Rack would lose her mind over?
To see Cactus Jack.
Yes. Thank you, Red.
There you go. So you're going to see Mick Foley, are you?
We're going to see Mick Foley's one-man show.
Oh, you lucky devil, you.
Yep, on August 7th. And
we love her.
I love her very much. She is a wonderful human being. And let me scoot a little backwards. Let's not forget that Rogue Wrestling will be appearing at Feast of the Goat Queen. That's all the details I have for now. So I will give you more as we get closer, but I just want to put it on people's radars now. There's a whole Facebook page for Feast of the Goat Queen, or you can go to Rabid Brewing and get more details, but I don't think you're going to want to miss it.
Every year it gets bigger and bigger. I'm sure it'll be big this year too. All right, before we go real quick, I have to go through NWA Chicago, the big Endless Summer 2. Red, pick your winners real quick while we go, okay? Cactus, you
Nobody.
Nobody's gonna win?
I ain't there, so.
How about Daisy Kill versus Spot Monkey Brad Kevins?
Daisy.
Sorry, I had to mute because my dogs were going nuts. Because no one's allowed to walk by our house apparently. But what was the first one?
Daisy Kill versus the Spot Monkey Brad Kevins.
Daisy Kill.
I too think Daisy Kill would win, but I love Brad Kevins. He's a good dude.
And I think Ukulele will be involved.
Yeah, there'll be shenanigans. I think the Cole twins will be involved. They're really getting around these days. Steve Boz taking on Eric Surge. What say you, Red?
Eric Surge.
I too think Eric Surge beats Boz. What about you, Cactus?
I guess I have to be different on principle and say Boz.
Boz always has a fan. In a match just announced today, the legendary Uncle Doug Simmons, taking on the backbreaking artist in Jake Painter, who Red has seen recently. Who do you think, Uncle Doug or Jake Painter?
Jake Painter.
I too think Jake Painter is going to make legendary Doug Simmons into Jurassic Park. What about you, Cactus?
I think Uncle Doug sounds promising.
Uncle Doug is a good dude. Appearing at this particular show, you will get Shelly Benson, you will get Natalia Markova, you will get Tiffany Nieves. So there'll be a lot of star power there. Endless Summer it's a big show. Not CSW, NWA Chicago is growing. It's developing. It's becoming bigger and bigger each month. Highland Park is a great venue to see a show. Cactus, you've been there. You know that to be true.
I have. I agree. We always have fun. Euro Thrash and Judgment Dave usually come with us to see it. We always have a really good time. When is the next one?
It is this Friday evening.
Crud.
I am not sure that BC will be there this time. I think he is touring, but if he is in town, I'm sure he will be there, as he is most days. Mario Pardua, the new champion, will be in action. Brian Idol will be in action. Marche Rocket and Acid Jazz will be in action. Carson Drake, NWA television champion, will be in action. So you've got a lot of main players, a lot of local talent. Endless Summer 2 is this Friday night. Don't miss it. Like I said, it's a great night of wrestling. Lots of local talent, lots of international talent. Happy to be going back. You never know when your last time is going to be, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. So that's all the time we have for the Power Hour this evening. Thanks to Mugsy and Bree for stopping in. Cactus, thanks for coming in when you could. Red, it's always good to see you. We hope Rion is well wherever he is. Next week will be, I believe it's July 2nd, isn't that? Or is it July 1st?
July 1st.
All right. So July 1st, next Tuesday night, there will be Power Hour, but I'm not sure if it will just be us or if we will have a guest. So you'll have to tune in to find out. Any final thoughts, kids?
Nah.
Nah.
Maybe it's time to get somebody from C3 to out Mr. Young.
You think you
Maybe
know
we need to
somebody?
call Miles and Renee.
Good luck with that.
All right, Captain Sabbatical, I'll let you off the hook. Love you, Cactus. Love you, C-Red.
You.
Thanks to everybody for watching tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. A little bit different Power Hour tonight. Sometimes that good. I'm sure somebody out there will not like it. But if you don't like it,
and
that's
do
okay.
we give a shit if they don't like it?
Haven't given us since we started this thing 5 years ago. We really haven't given much of a shit, have we, Red?
They can cry to themselves in the comments.
Have a great night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday night. God bless. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. So make a little love tonight. Good night, everybody.